White flag. That off 9 flights once again over the 2-mile trip in the second division of the Kettles Country House Hotel, supporting Fingal Ravens GFC Raceday Maiden Hurdle. And it's Facile Vega showing in front on the run of the first. Facile Vega up and over a couple of lengths in front of Smooth Players. Something About Keane on V Handy on the outside. Don't Let the Old Man In, who's followed by Cherry Red, Nata Cantor and Helico Conti on the outside, and the start cap Wild Dollar. As Facile Vega strides on by 4 lengths with a circuit to go, followed by Smooth Player on V's in third after the stable companions. Don't Let the Old Man In, 2.5 lengths to Cherry Red and Something About Keane, Helico Conti and Nata Cantor and Wild Dollar next. Things are being followed on the inside by 60 seconds. Next is Sandy Man, and on the outside Aurora Princess, being followed uphill by Skullduggery, Take a Chance Jimmy, Skinnander, who's last but one. As they go uphill to flight number 3, one of 2 past the stands. And it's Facile Vega over in the lead. 4 throws is the overall back marker. Facile Vega onto the 4th, tracked by Smooth Player on V next in third, and then Don't Let the Old Man In and Cherry Red at the 4th flight, just outside the final 10 furlongs. And it's Facile Vega, an exceptional talent in bumpers last season, unbeaten in 4, heads up to the top of the track, followed by Smooth Player on V next, and then Don't Let the Old Man In and Cherry Red and Something About Keane, Helico Conti and Nata Cantor. They're well strung out, making the run downhill to flight number 5 at Ballpark, the halfway stage. And it's Facile Vega by 5 to 6 lengths over Smooth Player in third. Another few lengths back is on V, and then Don't Let the Old Man In and Cherry Red, who's taking a grip, and then Helico Conti, who's followed by Atacanto. The flight at halfway, Facile Vega, followed by Smooth Player. In third is on V. Little changes up ahead, and then Don't Let the Old Man In with the nose band. Cherry Red next with Helico Conti, racing past the 7 furlong point with 4 flights to jump. And out in front is Facile Vega. Continues to lead Smooth Player on V, Don't Let the Old Man In and Cherry Red and Helico Conti and Atacanto and Something About Keane. Wild Dollar next with 60 seconds. Aurora Princess and Take a Chance Jimmy on the outside, the 4th class flight, 3/4 of a mile from the finish. And flicking through it, the long odds-on favourite Facile Vega. Smooth Player continues to give chase. Then on V and Cherry Red, Don't Let the Old Man In next with Helico Conti. Coming to the 3rd last flight, 5 furlongs to go. Facile Vega and Paul Townend, chased all the while by Smooth Player and Jack Kennedy. Facile Vega ran around a little on the approach to that 3rd last flight. In 2nd place is Smooth Player, who's moved away from stable companion on V, and then Cherry Red, Helico Conti, Skinnander next with Don't Let the Old Man In, Wild Dollar, and next as they run the home turn is Take a Chance Jimmy. But swinging in for the final 2 flights, and it is Facile Vega kicking clear by 6 to 7 lengths over Smooth Player, and then on V and Helico Conti next on the run towards the 2nd last. And it is Facile Vega with an extending advantage over the pack, coming to 2 out. Facile Vega and Paul Townend over and clear from Smooth Player, who hesitated and gave the 2nd to stable companion on V. But this is all about one horse, Facile Vega at the last and safely over from on V and racing into the closing stages. It wasn't just Willie Mullins who was looking forward to seeing Facile Vega over hurdles. Makes it a perfect 5 out of 5 on debut under Paul Townend. Has won by a streak. 2nd on V, Wild Dollar in 3rd, Smooth Player in 4th.
Yes, Willie Mullins just landed the 1st division, 2nd division of the Maiden Hurdle with the eagerly anticipated season reappearance and first run over hurdles of Facile Vega. What can we say?
Yeah, he was very good. He was very slick for a horse having his first run over hurdles. He looked like a handicapper coming out, and you know, it's difficult enough to get out there, make your own running and do it all from the front on your own. You know, you'd expect him to be looking around. He didn't look around. Something caught his eye at the 3rd last, all right, and you know, Paul gave him a squeeze, and then Paul said he just took off them and he gave him a squeeze to jump it, and he was very pleased. the way he finished, came up straight. Paul just sitting there, and when he passed the winning post, he just galloped on around the bend up to the next hurdle. Great sign.
Took him quite a while to pull him up, didn't it?
That's what they said. I missed that coming down off the stand now, but everything was right. All the signs were great about today, and this horse has been showing me that all the time. So we just try and keep the lid on him at home, and hopefully we can keep him sound.
Remember the first day speaking to you after he won in Leopardstown, you said to myself and a couple of the other press guys that day, there was a real glint in your eye. You said, first day I saw this horse work, I was excited. You don't come out with statements that often.
Oh no, it's just, you know yourself, but once every 2 or 3 years you see a horse doing a bit of work and say, wow, this could be, and he was one of those, and he actually got, I think he got injured that bit of work, and so we sat on him for the season, for the whole year, and brought him out the next year. And I said to David, and I keep saying to David, who rides him out, who's leading him up, David Porter, don't let me work him too hard, and he rides him all his work, and he just does three parts speed all the time, which is plenty for him, I think.
And he's a totally different individual than his mother. She was quite a handy mare, Quevega, brilliant mare, but he's totally the opposite.
He's tall, and he's got a frame, he's got size and scope, he's got everything. But all the horses in that family are that way. I had half brother to Quevega, and he was a big, tall, lanky horse as well. Don't think we ever ran him. Got injured or something, but and all the mares in the family are small, so it's funny.
Where next with him?
You'd have to say, you'd look at Christmas, look at the 2 mile at Christmas, and let him take his chance around Leopardstown. That'll be plan A anyhow. If he misses that, he can go to Lawlor's and Naas for the 2.5 mile. I don't think Trip is going to really worry him, so we have options.
Great stuff, great to see him back, and amazing amount of people. The parade ring was packed, wasn't it? Just to see him beforehand, and he got a great reception coming back in.
I think so, and he, but he's a horse worth looking at. He's got size and scope. He's everything you want in a racehorse.
Great stuff. Willie won in the bumper.
Nick Rocket.
From Pat Dials. Nick
Rocket. Sorry, Won a point for Pat. I think the point has worked out well too. So we're very hopeful. But Gordon had a big team in it, and. We'll know a lot more coming home from today about where we're going with this fellow in the future.
Good stuff. Moving on to tomorrow, talking about big teams. You've got some runners tomorrow afternoon, and the Grade 3 juvenile hurdle. Firstly, you've 4 runners in that. Paul rides Zarek the Brave. I was so impressed when he won here in his first run over hurdles a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
we didn't expect him to do that. They went very fast that day. Paul couldn't keep up. So he just settled him in, got him jumping, made a mistake or two. Hopefully he'll have all that ironed out for tomorrow. But we were very impressed with the way he finished from the second last hurdle home. When Paul's moved on him, he just clicked into another gear, and that, if he can do that tomorrow, and that's why Paul is sticking with him. We have Lossiemouth, Risk Bell, 2 fillies in the race, and then we have who have both good form in France, and Akaboy up the top, he's 2 from 2. So it's hard enough for Paul to, but he thought, we brought this fellow up here, 3 parts ready, and he went away from what was supposed to be a good field on the day. So he's just sticking with him for the time being. But after the race tomorrow, we'll know. Hopefully, we might have 1 or 2 that are graded class.
Good stuff. And those 2 fillies, do you like those? What they're doing at home? Risk Bell and Lossiemouth?
Risk Bell, I suppose, is more a stare. Lossiemouth, tons of speed. They're both doing things nicely now, but they have to come and do it here tomorrow. But they both have previous experience in France, which is great.
And obviously they're getting the allowance as well, being fillies.
Yeah. Well, Risk Bell has a penalty, I think, for winning. Might have won a Grade 3 or something in France, or a listed race or something, but she has an extra penalty. Very
well represented, of course, in the Bar 1 Racing Royal Bond as well. 4 runners there. Paul rides Cham Kiley. I was so taken by him his second run. He's 2 from 2 over hurdles when he beat Brazil, who's come out and franked the form subsequently at Tipperary, after at Tipperary.
That's right. I mean, Brazil might have needed the run in Tipperary, and maybe we were just at race fitness coming back from Galway, but he'd look the one of ours anyhow. But then Hercule de Soil won well in Tipperary. Navan. Well, he won at Tipperary and then went on to Navan, and I like the way that he fought back in Navan. He's a super jumper, so if he gets away on the front end, he's jumping, he'll be making a half a length or so at every hurdle. so it's going to be a hot race, very hot race.
And obviously Astro Diamond as well. She's only had the benefit of one run over hurdles, but she does get the allowances. She was a smart bumper mare.
She does. I mean, I'm taking a chance runner in this. It's grade 1. There is a fillies listed race coming up in a few weeks, but I said, have your go at grade 1. You can get a fillies listed race somewhere else down the line. And
the Drinmore, Willie, again, very well represented in that race also. And Paul, interestingly, rides Galler de Menil, of course. Last time we saw him was third in the Irish National here.
That's right. Paul wants to stick with him. He's got a high rating. He's thinking. I was wondering, would it be a bit short for him, but maybe not. He gallops well. I think he runs well around here. So Paul is taking a chance with him anyhow.
And Authorised Art, obviously, and adamantly chosen. Adamantly chosen was good around Punchestown the last day after making a bad mistake. I think the first or second, was it?
That's right. Both Authorised Art and adamantly chosen wouldn't like the rain that's coming, but there's only 5 mils coming, so it should leave the track fairly nice. Both of those are winning on nicer ground, and I think the ground today would suit them very well, but we'll have to see what rain does actually come tomorrow.
And of course the Hatton's Grace, Honeysuckle, bidding to break the record, 4th year in a row to win it. You're throwing 2 darts at the board. Classical Dream, interesting seasonal reappearance, and of course Saldia is the benefit of that running the Morgiana.
Yeah, Saldia ran very well in the Morgiana, and at his age I'm decided just let him take on, run him as often as we can, and I think he probably won't take us a half mile, but Classical Dream will be interesting if he's going to keep her straight anyway. I don't think we're going to beat her, but keep her honest. It's going to be a tough race, and Patrick has Echoes in Rain. Probably hasn't got the rating to win it, but he's going to. He was a little disappointed with her in Cheltenham last year. He thinks he can get a better run out of her. So we'll see how she improves.
Great stuff. Well done. Great to see Facile Vega back. Best of luck in the bumper. Thanks for your time as always, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Cheers.
Subscribe to Racing TV's YouTube channel now to watch more great races like this.